Well, hey, folks, welcome to this is Wednesday's Woodland Wisdom. I'm glad you're here. The sun is just coming up over in the west there. It's a beautiful morning. It's nice and crisp, so you know I got my hunting hat on, my gloves on, and it's still a little crisp yet this morning. Anyways, today, if you notice a little bit of stuff behind me here, I'll explain that to you. If you remember a couple weeks ago, we went through what was called a paper cut survival kit, how to put that together and everything like that, and it had such a great response, and I was motivated to come up with more unique survival kits. And as such, was talking with some friends, thought things that were very, very important need to be addressed. And one of those things is dealing with splinters. And so my cameraman Jeremiah will come over here for a little bit, and we're going to go through these kits, and then I'll use a demonstration how to use these properly. Now, your normal splinter kit is going to have little swabs here, cleaning wipes, you got your tweezers, a little knife there. However, the thing here is you got to remember, this is Canadian Cowboy and Postman show. We don't do nothing little. Just like Texas, nothing little here. We got to do it right, do it correct the first time, or just go home. So, a couple things to keep in mind here. Being that you're usually going to be dealing with someone in a lot of pain and a lot of suffering, there's a couple things to keep in mind. Granted, you're not going to be near a hospital most of the time this happens, so you're not going to have your normal anesthesias, your normal painkillers, things of that nature. So the first thing I want to show you is we're going to start with an anesthesia, and that's in this nice lovely bottle here. And I won't open it up. I won't drink from it right now either, because you know the police might see us, and that's not a good thing, because that doesn't have a alcohol license on it. So, and that's for the doctor administering the splinter removal, just for the nerves there. Just keep them nice and calm. Then, for the painkiller aspect of it. You want to be very quick with that, and you got to be very mindful. We have this nice old Louisville Slugger that over the years has worked wonders, and many district attorneys and prosecuting attorneys will validate that statement right there. There doesn't need to be any medical testing or anything like that. Knocks them out one good whack usually. If not, repeat until unconscious. Now, depending on the size of the splinter, things to keep in mind here. Building up from the tweezers, we have these nice little snips here. Well, actually, they're not snips. They're, I forget, what do they call these?
Forceps or clamps?
Forceps or clamps, yes. Actually, Kelly Poff, she can validate us on that. And we do have a medical professional here, our advisor, although she doesn't know it yet, but we're bringing her into the circle of our organization here. And the one thing you're going to find out is, as a medical professional or as the doctor removing the splinter, you yourself might become inflicted with the splinter. So you want to be very careful. Now, most people would recommend using sandpaper or something like that. However, sandpaper tends to be of a paper product. So what ends up happening is if that paper product gets wet, it becomes ineffective. So we recommend a good 0 or 2 steel wool. And you want to round off the splinter or anything like that. And make sure you get the surrounding area of the inflicted wound. Get it real nice and red, nice and raw. That makes the skin more pliable. And I can't believe those words just came out of my mouth. Anyways,
keep going.
Anyways, I'm gonna try to do this with a straight face now. Anyways, if worse comes to worse, and you found that the Louisville Slugger hasn't worked that great, and you're victim, I mean your patient has become uncooperative, refused to hold still or anything like that. It's a good paracord. We found it works really good. Wrapped around the ankles, around the wrists, tie them off as you need be. Be careful around the neck. We don't want to make a tourniquet out of it. But if necessary, whatever it takes. We'll get that splinter out one way or another. Now, this is not to be confused with a survival or normal survival kit. Even though you've got your grind stick, you got your magnesium there. These have a particular reason for being in here, and also another product called Wet Fire. Now, what these do is we have to make sure that our cutting utensils, they're very clean, purified, everything like that. And this is very important because you do not want to, it's very easy to cause tetanus in this kind of situation. And as such, we do not recommend that. So I'm going to take over for a little bit here. Jeremiah, he actually needs to get ready for his surgery, because we don't just put this video together. We put this video together because there is a problem. So I'm going to go ahead and take this camera from Jeremiah real quick here. And I just wanted to encourage you. I know some of you might be laughing right now, but the severity of the situation, we need to be very serious. Now, I'm going to take a minute here. I'm going to flip the camera around on Jeremiah because he has a severe, albeit a splinter problem, in the shape of a 2x2 wooden post. Apparently, he was out playing too close to the fence over here, and just ran into it. So, and now you notice the look on his face. That is tends to be the look of shame and shock, as the body is dealing with a foreign object in it, which is a normal process of the body going through. So, getting things ready, we're going to go over here. Now, last week, I had done a short segment on using dog fecal matter as a fuel source, and just so happens we have a lot of landmines over here. And I believe it was Anthony Detweiler had talked to, well, actually his friend Jay Byler had mentioned he wanted to see the poo on fire. So we're going to use this as our heat source to purify things, if we can get this going. Yeah, there we go. So anyways, we got this, well, that looked more like the, well, in Jeremiah's case, he just decided to speed things up. He wants this wood to stick out of him. So anyways, so we got the poo on fire there. Now, what we need to do is you need to get your scalpel ready. And I prefer to use the U.S. Cavalry version here. And you want to hold that over the flames there, get that nice and warmed up. Make sure you get the hepatitis on there. Get a good sense on there. There we go, it's going good. That's all for you there, Jay. All for you. Okay. You ready, Jeremiah? Oops, we got to be careful there. We got the sun coming up. So, you ready, Jeremiah? Okay. Oh, one moment here. I'm going to... Well, nope, they're not. Well, Jeremiah, this might hurt a little bit. Okay, there we go. They were all good. Okay, folks. Now we get this sorted here. Now, oh, we forgot to get things all roughed up here. We'll get this in here. And yeah, yeah. There we go. Okay, see right there. That's the importance right there of sanding down, because you know, if I'm not careful, those things there I'm kicking off, those are smaller splinters that would have caused a big problem for me. So now what you want to do is you want to take your knife and very gingerly, oops, I just lost the actual medical kit.
Let me see here. Let's see if we can get that. Oh, yep, there we go. Okay, now what you want to do is then to start wiggling it around and see, I made that big hole there and I'm prying it loose. That's the best way to do it. If you have real problems, you want to stick it in there as far as you can and really just pry at it. Right like that. There you go. So now you want to be very careful. You do not, trust me, you do not right away want to put a gauze pad on there, because the bleeding that's going to be coming out of there is going to help purify the body. It's going to push the poisons, the infections out. But once that is done, now this is an old family secret here. It's called Louisiana hot sauce. And you just what you want to do, depending on the size of the cut. But you want to fill that cut completely full, that bottle. And you know, if this particular size of a cut, you just want to leave the bottle in there and let it drain in there, however long that takes. Now, this is another important reason why it's very important to subdue the patient, because they may have an allergic reaction to it, twitching, things like that nature. So it's a very good idea, you know, like I said, make sure they're subdued. Now, as we go along here, excuse me there, see, you can tell how unprofessional we are here. So like I said, that Louisiana hot sauce is the best thing ever made for these kind of situations. Now, as far as doing a tourniquet or things like that, it all depends on the size of it. And most of us already know the tourniquets, the patches, and the gauze pads and things like that. So we're not going to get into that. But I just wanted to get you into the gist of the idea of making sure that you have the survival kit on hand. Now, as I said before, when I did the survival kit for paper cuts, I believe that was $59.95. I can't remember. Does that sound right to you, Jeremiah? About
yes.
That. I tell you today, being that I'm in such a generous mood and everybody's doing so good today, this kit here normally runs about $359.95 by itself, and I'm willing to do it for $299.95 today. However, if you're one of the first 15 callers, I will throw in the paper cut survival kit for free. For anybody after the 15, I will be willing to let it go for $99.95 on top of the $359.95 for both kits combined, for a grand total of $79 shipping and handling. So altogether, we're going to be looking at, I would say about $999.95. So it'll be quite a deal for you today. And but I recommend you get that as quickly as possible. Get in on it. Good deal. Be safe out there, people. God bless you. Have a wonderful day.